From the court to the classroom, from the block to the boardroom, this is the Michael Graham Show, where real talk meets real life. Join Michael Graham as he breaks down the big issues: youth development, community programs, housing, jobs, and the challenges that shape us all. Loud, funny, real. The voices of experience from athletes, educators, advocates, and everyday warriors are all right here. This is where community comes to talk. This is the Michael Graham Show.
Hello, folks. I'm Michael Graham. Welcome. It's Tuesday night, March 24th. And I'm glad that you're all here joining us. Sitting here, we got a good show for you guys tonight. I'm going to bring on my host. He's a DC legend. He's also the author of a book called The Other Side of the Hoop, The European Experience. Can you see that? Let me see. No, you can't see that. Maybe he got something better. Well, let me introduce y'all to him. His name is Bobby Kinzer. Bobby!
What's up, Michael MGM Graham? How you doing, my good brother?
Hey there, baby boy. How you doing?
Man, if I was any better, I'd be in heaven. I'm loving it.
Not much, man. Just sitting at home.
Chilling. Chilling. And you know the new term now is chillaxing. But I just want to let everybody know.
What's been going on with you, man?
Assalamu alaikum. All bologna, no salami. No, I'm just kidding. You know, I always have different head. I got this in Turkey, Mike, by the way, last year when I was traveling in Turkey.
Okay.
You know, it gives me good luck. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Mike, let me tell you something, man.
Mm-hmm.
You must know at least half the people on the planet. At least. I've talked to so many people that know you. I'm like, wait a minute, man. They say, yeah, man, that's my guy, Mike. You know, we played in, over in Grand Rapids. We played in the Albany. I'm like, how many places have you played, man?
Well, I played only a few. I didn't play long. People don't understand. They don't know the story, man. I didn't play this game because I loved it. I played this game so I wouldn't go to jail. I was crazy back in my little days in the 9th and 10th grade, and so it wasn't all about a sense of urgency of me playing because I liked the game. Because really, I didn't really start playing until my 10th grade year. I didn't even know how to play. I just needed to stay off them streets. So I wound up playing, and everything went lovely, man. So yeah, but that's it.
Basketball has saved a lot of people, Mike. Basketball has saved a lot of people's lives. A lot of people's lives, and especially in the DC area, man. We have such a melting pot. Because people forget about the first Capital Classic All-Star game in '74 was the United States All-Stars against the DC All-Met and area All-Met. So that was major to have that many players that could play against the All-Star team for America. But let's talk about today's show, Mike. We got some serious Maryland Terps fight for your right to party. No, I love some Maryland Terps.
Boys.
Love some Maryland Terps.
Something? Let me say a little story. I remember being recruited by Maryland, and I knew that's where I was going because my high school coach, he made sure, because Lefty was up there every day. Coach Thompson never visited the school, but Lefty or either Sherman Dillon. And I remember one summer, I had a job over in Maryland, and I was just on back of a truck with a broom, making good money, drinking Michelob with the boys. That was my first taste of being on a university at a college and everything because, my mother didn't know much being a single parent. I was my own man as far as me, taking care of that business. But, I met those guys, man. Terry, I knew we played in the Capital Classic. He played in the Capital Classic. But I met those guys, man, and it's like, man, I'm glad we all here at the other side of the coin. Go ahead and introduce him, man.
Well, Maryland got a rich history in this DMV area, man. And first up, man, he's back, and we gotta have so nice had to have him twice. The great, incomparable Mr. Cedric Lewis. What's up, Ced?
Yes, sir.
That's how y'all doing, man.
Man, we doing fantastic, man, ladies and gentlemen.
Right.
Just to give you, so no, I'm gonna let you. Why don't you run down a little bit of your background, Ced?
Well, you know, I went to Carroll High School, and it was funny. I was just listening to Mike talking about, you know, staying out of trouble and things like that. Basketball, same thing, Mike. I mean, you know, I had strict parents, so it was a little. I couldn't do anything I wanted to. They put me in every single sport. We were in football, baseball, basketball. You know, whatever season it was, I was playing it. So actually, my favorite sport to play was football until it started getting cold. You know, I'm standing out there. I couldn't take them hits, started hurting a little bit more in the cold weather. So I'm standing out there with my pants, you know, hands in my pants, like trying to keep my hands warm and everything. But you know, it was a good foundation to build up some discipline for me and stay out of trouble. So, you know, I played at went to Archbishop John Carroll High School in DC. And then from there, you know, I chose Maryland. I don't know how you got away from lefty, Mike.
Man, I signed the letter of intent. I think my 11th grade year.
Yeah.
I remember signing. That was the only people I could see.
Yeah. And see, the lefty, man, he was good. And like you said, Sherman Dillard, you brought up some names there.
James Madison.
I used to go to Maryland basketball camps. And that, you know, I fell in love with the campus back then. Everybody,
but you know what? I don't mean to catch up, but bring my other man on from New York. You know who he is, my point guard, man. Because I'm gonna tell you, he was on back of that truck when we was drinking that Michelob. I don't know if you remember that, but
ladies and gentlemen, the incomparable
Steve Rivers, that's my man.
New York
What's up?
City's finest.
How y'all doing?
What's up, baby?
I'm so happy to see y'all. I don't know what to do, Mike.
Hey, I'm happy to see you, man.
It's been years, Bobby. Thank you for having you and Mike having on the show. Cedric, how you doing, brother?
Man, I'm good, Mike. Man, how you doing, man?
I'm all. Hey, listen, man. God is good, man. Everything is well. I'm hanging in there. You know, living here now. I retired.
Man,
about a year and a half ago from 33 years of teaching in New York City. And so my wife and I decided we were going to change up. So we're living here now, got a house built, living here in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Oh, man, I've been coming down there all the time. My grandkids and my daughters are in Columbia, South Carolina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're in Columbia. Yep.
Charlotte is nice. Hey Steve, what part of New York did you come out of?
I grew up on Long Island in Uniondale, and I went on to high school at Long Island Lutheran High School. Very prestigious high school with many people. Matter of fact, the latest two right now, I know you guys know VJ Edgecombe that plays for the Sixers, as well as Ryan Dunn, who's playing over with the Phoenix Suns. But just a long history of.
See, who were some of the old heads that came out of there? There was some famous.
If you remember, Bill Chamberlain played years ago at Long Island Lutheran, went to North Carolina. My center, when I was there at Long Island Lutheran, Bill Wennington. Who went on to St. John's and then went on and won a bunch of rings with Michael Jordan on the Bulls.
Yes.
You have Drew Nicholas, who right now is the president of player personnel with the Boston Celtics. Matter of fact, he played on the Maryland's national championship team.
I remember him.
He's a Lehigh Crusader. So we're well represented. Wow. But I grew up, on Long Island, and then I went on, and I was fortunate to play from 1980 to 84 at the university with, such greats. I mean, you name them: Buck Williams, Albert King.
Yeah, that was my man there, boy, Buck Williams.
Adrian, my man, Adrian Branch, Herman Veal, who we'll talk to later.
I hope so. I'm waiting on him.
And then of course the late and great, God bless him in heaven, Len Bias.
Yes, so, hell of a team, man.
Yeah, so it was a wonderful experience, but I just feel fortunate just to be here now, just to be alive. You know what I'm saying? And seeing you guys, man, does something good to my heart. Mike, I remember when we were working on that truck. It's about 100 degrees out there, man.
Yeah, it was about 100 degrees.
I'm serious, and just going along campus, and even now, I think I went to campus about 2 years ago, and I met with some of the guys, and man, that campus has changed so much. Cedric, I know you know.
Let me do this. I got one more guy.
Yes,
I need to bring on.
Yes.
And I knew this guy since high school. And I'm gonna tell you, he's one of the toughest guys that you could ever play against. You know what I'm saying? Despite what he think, I think he a legend. You understand? Okay. My man, Terry Long.
There he is.
Yes, where he at? Oh, there he is.
What's up, Terry?
What's going on, man? Thanks for having me, man.
Hold up. We got one more. Hold up now. Who's this? Rob Williams. Is this? Who's this? I hope this. Let me see. Is it
Rob? I think Rob is one of my closest friends. I don't know if because I wanted him to listen in.
Come on, Rob. Show your face, man. You know, you can get on here too. Come on, don't hide.
There he is.
What's up, baby boy? How you doing, man? Good. Steve is a friend of mine, man. Straight up, man. All right.
I appreciate that.
T, what you been up to, T?
Work. Well, I retired 2 years ago, but
everybody retired except me. I gotta still work.
Well, I'm semi-retired. I'm still working as well. Just man, loving life, man. Taking one day at a time, man. And
that's it.
Got 5 kids, 3 grandkids. Just man, enjoying as much as I can, man.
Dang, you trying to catch up with me? I got 8.
Good movie.
Oh,
hey, Terry.
Somebody introduce this guy right here. Y'all see him on?
No, he ain't up yet. Let him load up first.
Get on.
Let him load up first.
This is great, man.
He's trying to get on.
Look.
Hey, Mike.
Thanks for having me. Now.
hey, Terry, until we can get the next person that we're waiting to get on. Hey, Terry, give us a little bit. You at Maryland with Len Bias also, correct?
I played 3 years with him from 83 to 86. And so when I came as a freshman, of course, Lenny was a sophomore. Right. And he was something special. Everybody, you already know that. Yes, he was in a class by himself. Yeah. And so when I run into people, they ask me, who was better and between him and Michael Jordan. You guys have heard this conversation as well. I said, man, it's hard to compare, man, because Michael was great, ain't no doubt, but Lenny could give Michael a run for his money.
Yes.
And he, and the things that he could do, I see it all every day in practice. So it was no big deal, no surprise to me. But to everyone else, it was like, and it was like a regular thing to me because I got so used to seeing it in practice. He was that powerful.
You know who else was a really bad boy that they didn't give enough credit to? But that left hand, Adrian Branch.
Oh, yes, indeed.
Man, yeah.
Did you play with him, Terry?
I played 2 years with Adrian. Yes, Adrian was a problem, man. He could that left hand, man, and because it's hard to guard a left-handed player. Yep. I don't understand why, but they get in their post or it doesn't matter. It's just hard to defend. It seems like it's hard to defend a left-handed player.
Yeah. And that's all I had was my left hand. I couldn't go no place else.
You were a problem. Mike, I just check this out, Mike. I just happened to look at the 82-83 Capital Classic that we played in, man.
How you find that?
Wow.
I just happened to Google it on YouTube, and they showed a couple of clips, little clips. And wow. Mike, you remember we were the East. We were the Capital team, and we were the underdogs.
Yeah, we were the underdogs.
Who was on that team, Terry? Terry, who was on that team?
So it was me and Mike, Tommy Amaker, Muggsy Bogues.
I remember that game.
Frank Ross for American University.
AU, American U.
Lyndon DeBelliot. Who else? I can't remember right offhand.
Yeah.
But and so we going up against Keith Gatlin was on the West other squad. Winston Bennett from Roland Blackman. They went to Kentucky.
Right.
And Tom Sheehy went to the University of Virginia.
Stuart
Joe
Gray,
Wolf went
big
to
Stuart Gray.
Yes, and so we beat
They
them
had like
in double
8
overtime.
7-footers, man.
Yes, we beat them in double overtime in one of the greatest classics at that time. It was an awesome game, man. I think Muggsy got, it's crazy because we won. Muggsy got, but they gave the MVP to Winston Bennett and Roland Blackman. They both went to Kentucky and they lost. I'm like, how you give the MVP? They give co-MVP to the losing the two guys on the losing team. But it's all fun though, man. It's all good.
Hey Terry, was Johnny Dawkins on your team?
Year ahead of me.
Let me see something.
Okay.
I think Johnny was with Adrian, I believe.
He's with Adrian. He's a year behind me. So Adrian and Johnny came in the same.
Came in together. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
So a lot of people don't know the first Capital Classic was 1974, and it had Moses Malone in it. And they started off. They had the DC. They had like Duck Williams, Keith Hearn, who ended up playing for Detroit Pistons. Kenny Carr from DeMatha ended up playing for Portland. Got a lot of guys from Carroll. Al Dutch. I don't know if y'all remember Al Dutch. All met out of Carroll. Ended up going to Georgetown. But this is what they did. They turned out all the lights in the Capitol Center when they introduced Moses Malone. And the voice came on and said, "The 10 Commandments of Moses, thou shalt not enter the land. Thou shalt not." Man, there was that. But from there on, it was just some great games, especially for DC, the DMV, playing against the All-Americans around the country. For us to have that amount of players that could play against the American U.S. team said a lot about the D.C. area, actually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But so Terry, after Maryland, what did you do?
I had a couple of offers to play overseas in Tel Aviv, Israel, and Brussels, Belgium. And I didn't go because I had a daughter that was 1 year old, and I didn't want to be separated from her. I was just, I just couldn't make that move. So I started working for a construction company for 10 years, and then I went from that company to a chemical company for 27 years, and that's what I just retired from 2 years ago, the chemical company. So I just went into the working career, man, because I had kids. I had 1 kid, and then me and my wife, we got 5 kids. So, you gotta keep working. You gotta take care of the kids. They're my responsibility. I brought them into this world. We brought them into this world. So I gotta take care of them. So I just pretty much did a whole lot of working, man. In 27,
Yeah, me too.
And still working.
And one thing for sure, Terry, you were very fertile. You were very fertile. Good God Almighty. Hey, Steve, what about you? What did you do after?
Well, after college is over, thank God I got my degree in government and politics.
Whoa.
And afterwards, I went on and became a New York City school teacher. And for 33 years, I taught social studies. I taught phys ed, as well as the last 8 years of my career in New York City. I went on into the charter school sector, and I became a dean of discipline. So it was a wonderful experience being able to pass on a lot of knowledge that I had to many of the younger people in this world. During the summer, I still, even up to this day, 2026, I go over to my old high school, Long Island Lutheran, while I drive up now that I'm here in Charlotte, and I work for 2 weeks at their basketball camp. So I'm staying, within the coaching realm and just taking it easy, keeping in touch with me and my man Terry Long. All we talk about is food, man. You know what I'm saying? And
me too.
I'm sure it's him and Herman. I saw, matter of fact, I saw Adrian Branch last summer. I took my family to Arizona to see the Grand Canyon. So I was able to catch up with Adrian. We had a chance to have breakfast together and everything.
He's in Arizona?
Yeah, he lives in Arizona now. He's still doing his motivational speaking and doing what he does, and looks good and hanging in there. So, and I get a chance to see these guys, at least once or twice a year, maybe once a year.
That's
and
good.
So, and even listen, I'm telling you guys now, all you guys, Mike, Bobby, Cedric, all you guys, if you ever are down in the Charlotte area, please come on down.
I am.
Man, I'll take good care of you guys. I got a gigantic home, plenty of entertainment, take you out to dinner, make you a good dinner, because that's all I do. I get my cook on. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. That's why y'all be talking about food all the time.
All the time. That's right. And look, everybody, I'm 64 now. Praise God. And I know people still watching, what they eat now.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, a brother, I don't know, maybe you guys don't. A brother still throw down and get me a little some smothered pork chops, rice and gravy, collard greens, all that.
I'm fixing a collard green and cabbage gumbo tonight. But you know what I put in the crock pot? Some baby back ribs, barbecue.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's some good eating there.
That's right.
Old ass. Hey, Cedric. Tell us a little bit about after you finished playing. What did you do?
I've been in real estate ever since, man. I stopped. I played with the Washington Bullets, had a brief stint with them in 94, 95, and went back again after that, tried to play, had some injuries that shut me down, but I've always been interested in real estate. I've been selling real estate since 1996. Now I manage an office with Caldwell Banker in Annapolis, Maryland. So that's what I've been enjoying doing, man. But I'm bringing that down to an end in the area pretty soon.
So you settled living
in by the water, huh? Annapolis.
You stayed in the area?
Yeah, I'm still in the area. This has been home for me, man. But I was telling Steve, man, I might be down your way pretty soon.
Yeah, well, look, we got to link up. Definitely.
Okay. Yeah, but that's what I've been doing, man. Since that real estate's been my go-to ever since I retired.
And what's that picture behind you?
Hey, come on, y'all, Terry, Steve, y'all know about this place right here, man.
Veal House.
It's not no other gym like it. There's no other gym like it. It's a football field now, but but the advantage, man, playing in that gym. I like Comcast Center that they have now, but and I never had the opportunity to play a real game there. But nothing compares to Cole Fieldhouse, man. We had a home court advantage. Nothing would turn the heat up in the visitors' locker room. But man, it's a great gym, great atmosphere to play in front of that 14,500 people in there.
Well,
hey, our brother Herman is trying to get on, man, but I can't get him on here because he's not. It says his device is not connected. So it won't let me get him on here. So, but he's still trying. So
yeah, don't give up on my man.
I'm not giving up on my brother.
It's kind of hard to get on with a track phone.
Huh?
I'm just joking.
He would have. You're wrong, man.
I know. Hey. A little bit of history for people who don't know the Cole Fieldhouse. One of the greatest championship NCAA games was played in the Cole Fieldhouse.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I think it's the 50s or early 60s. Kentucky against the first all-black starting team, Texas Wrestling. Texas Wrestling. So that was a major. I mean, there's been some great games in the Cole Fieldhouse, man. Great games. Yeah, so let me just tell this quick story. I'm playing at Birds. I'm coming back from overseas. They say the run is at Bird Stadium, up above the football stadium, right? Uh-huh. So I get there, ain't nobody there, but y'all know the big door that opens up to let heavy stuff into Cole Fieldhouse. It was open. So I'm moseying in. I see this guy playing, and I'm damn, he must be a Maryland player. I don't want to disturb him. He said, man, you want to play one-on-one? I'm like, yeah, no question. Mm-hmm. I started playing, and I'm 6'6". This mug was manhandling me, man. Stick me in the band. Wait a minute, man. I'm like a grown ass goddamn man. I'm from DC, Northwest. This nigga, man, and it was Buck Williams.
Oh yeah.
And I didn't know he had an offensive game.
Oh yeah.
Strong as a bull.
Offensive game.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
People don't know that, but strong as an ox.
Yes.
And off the court, you know the amazing thing about Buck, he was so strong and so intense, but he was one of the most beautiful souls that you could ever meet off the court. And I'm telling you, you know who he reminds me of? I mean, in terms of being that intense person on the court, but then being just a wonderful soul. I got two of them that I'm looking at right now.
Whoa.
Mike, Terry, and then the one that we're waiting to get on now, Herman Veal. I'm talking about like strong as a bull, tough, and everything. But in terms of just a beautiful, beautiful soul. And that's the one thing that I've always loved about you, Mike, because just watching you, how you excelled when you went to Georgetown, you guys was winning those championships and everything. But just being able to just fellowship with you during that short period over the summer on College Park campus, man. I said, man, these are real. And that's what they have to know about many of us, man. We're all just regular dudes, man.
That's
regular
it.
cats, man.
That's it.
But Steve, if they would have found out how soft that mug right there is, the heart that mug got, they would have been scared of that big bald head mug. I found out that mug won't even step on the
You talking about me?
Yeah, I'm talking about you, man. That's like you said, Steve. Great. I'm just learning myself because I hear from all the people, and I'm like, because I saw from afar, and then what they put out there about Mike, and it's nowhere close to what this dude is, man. And
That's what everybody said.
I talk to him about this all the time. How many people know you say Mike, and I'm thinking they're going to say, and they just have nothing but good things to say. So yeah, Steve.
Man.
And you say Terry like that too?
Oh my God, Terry! Listen, let me tell you something, man. I was a senior, and I met Terry, and I'm telling you, man, we met, and as soon as we met, man, we would just click. And ever since then, man, because we both like a lot of the same things. But we both like to laugh. But I loved his spirit, and he was like a little brother to me, man, and we just got along. And even up to this day, man, I love that cat, man, all the time. He knows how I feel about him. I love all the Terps, even the ones that I didn't get a chance to really touch base with, guys like Derek and Cedric Lewis and many of these other cats, Jeff Baxter, who was my teammate, all these guys. But I love beautiful souls because that's really, because once the basketball is over, what's important is what you do in terms of having an impact on the world. Being able to minister to your family, your wife, if you're married, and just the people who are coming up behind you. That's what counts.
So tell me this.
Let me ask you this, Steve. What's up with your foundation? What's the name of your foundation and what's going on with it? Don't you have a foundation or something you had?
No. I was a guest on that show. I was a guest on that show. And that gentleman, man, let me tell you something, man. He's he's just like you, man. Beautiful guy and whatnot. What I try to do now, like I said, I work during the summer at Long Island Lutheran, where I talk to a lot of young kids and give them, as well as basketball instructions, just how to be able to get out here in life, how to make sure that even through trials and tribulations in your life, that you don't worry about that. You get over it. You ask God to forgive you, and you use it as a life lesson. And make sure that you don't let that situation, or don't let people try to hold it over your head as a life sentence. And I'm a living example of that. You understand what I'm saying?
Me too.
And so that's really, really, really important, because the bottom line is, and I don't want to preach to you guys and whatnot, but listen, bottom line is only what you do for Christ will last anyway.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying? But that's pretty much, one thing, and I'm gonna be quiet for a minute. Let me tell you something, man. I remember in that legendary urban coalition during the summer in DC. Listen, man, you talk about when you guys were talking about the Capitol Classic. Let me tell you something, man. Before there was Kevin Garnett and all these other cats, Wimbayana and all that. Look, man, Do y'all remember that cat from DC, man? Earl Jones, man.
UDC, University District of Columbia.
Yeah,
oh my God.
Coached by Will Jones.
He was doing things, man. Then Earl Jones, real nice.
Yeah. Speaking of Earl Jones, his coach. Now, did y'all play under his coach? His coach, by the way, actually coached for Lefty before Sherman Dillard. Did any of y'all play under Will Jones?
No. Yeah.
He was gone by the time I got there.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
But he was the coach for Earl Jones at UDC.
What are you doing?
Okay.
Yeah, he was a beast of a coach. Earl Jones was bad. But so did you play at the Coalition? Was at a couple of places? He was a beast,
and Michael Britt was too.
And Michael P. Bird Britt. So Steve, did you play at Dunbar Coalition? Urban Coalition?
No, I forgot what the school was, but I know it was right in the middle of DC. I can't remember. I don't know.
It was Dunbar.
It was Dunbar. Okay, yeah. So Dunbar. Yeah, it was Dunbar. It was DC Dunbar. So yeah, that's where we played. And I remember, man, look, man, them games, man, it used to be hot up in there, boy.
Yes.
Serious.
And jam packed.
Jam packed. Talking stuff.
Yeah.
So the Coalition has a rich history because it goes back to another school in DC before that, right in DC in Northwest called Roosevelt. And back then, the Maryland's team was in it, and Moses Malone, because he had signed with Maryland. So Moses played with the Maryland team with John Lucas, Mo Howard, Chris Patton, Jeff Trimble, then Joe Pace, who played with the Bullets, who played at Coppin State. Coppin State had a team, and then Morgan State had a team in it with Marvin the Human Eraser Webster. And then the New York team came out of New York with this guy named Fly Williams, who was a beast, and Earl Williams, who played with the Knicks, and Lloyd B. Free.
Oh, yeah.
And they had all the boys from Maryland Eastern Shore back then, Billy Gordon, Reuben Collins, and Talvin Skinner. And the Bullets at that time had Truck Robinson, Nick Witherspoon, players like that. So it's a history of the Urban Coalition of just some serious ball, man. I mean, just some great ball. Hey, Steve, I want to ask you a quick question, and then sort of like Cedric too, about you being a teacher, man. How are the students now compared to, the students, especially the student athletes, if you can talk about it?
Well, one of the things we have to realize is that we're living in a different age now, a different stage. I think that many of the students, when I first started teaching over 30 years ago, they still have remnants of how we were raised, where there was a lot of parental reinforcement at home. There were a lot of other things that are involved where they were doing a lot better. Unfortunately, when you had the scourge of drugs that came into our nation, when you got parents that became younger and everything, and you had sort of a drop. But that's why it was such a responsibility to many of us, whether or not you were in the education field or not, that you had to reach out to these children, because a lot of them, a lot of people would get on kids, and I give you an example. Kids would come early in the morning and have their head down, and it seemed like they weren't engaged. And many times you had many inexperienced teachers would say, oh, they're being lazy, this and that, whatever. But you had to really dig deep and find out what was going on. You had many of those kids that came to school, they didn't have dinner the night before, they didn't have breakfast that morning. So, I mean, they didn't have a lot of energy. They were carrying a lot of different burdens on them. And as an educator, what you have to take on to the responsibility of knowing and owning up to is that you wear many, many hats. And I mean, it's not just with education, it's in the work field, Terry, Cedric, all you guys, Mike, Bobby, you wear many hats in your walk. And especially, as a Black male, you have to make sure that you stand straight. You let them know that I'm not giving up on you. And matter of fact, I know where you're coming from, because if you feel so led, sometimes you have to maybe be vulnerable enough to share some of your pitfalls and how you overcame. And so that is but yeah, now the kids are, going back to your question, I didn't mean to go all off tilt and everything, but no, the kids now are facing a lot bigger challenges. But, if you stay on the realm, stay with them, let them know that you care, because, kids know whether or not you care or not. Okay.
Yes.
And as long as you stay with them and you let them know that there is a chance for tomorrow, hey, they're going to be all right. And at the end, look, we all going to get the victory. Look at everybody here right now. We all have experienced the victory.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, Terry, right quick, man, if you don't mind. How was your relationship with the great? I call him recruiter. I don't know about coach, but y'all can speak on it. Lefty Giselle. How was your relationship with him?
We had a pretty good relationship. Lefty was funny, man. He was comical, man. And me and Steve, we would be at practice, and Steve could probably tell you better than I can about the running with the bricks and all that stuff, man.
That's Bob Wade. That's what Bob Wade do.
Man, let me tell you, man. Me and Steve was like, come on, coach, are you serious? But
Terry, tell him about that mutiny he was about to experience.
What happened?
Go ahead, you tell him, Steve, because you can tell it better than I can, Steve.
He had ran us, man. At the end of practice, he had ran us. We had already, and we had like a minute 10 for each monster. We had already run about 12, 13, 14. And all I know is myself, Terry Long, Herman Veal, all of us, we all looked at each other. And God was definitely on coach's side, because we all looked at each other and said, listen, God bless him. I know we're on scholarship, this and that. But if this cat, man, make us try to run one more monster, man, we're walking off. We're all walking off. We're leaving.
Y'all call the monsters suicides monsters?
Yeah, yes. Monsters, suicides, yeah. As sure as my name is Steve, it just so happened he said, okay, guys, y'all shoot your free throws and y'all gonna call it in. And we was looking at him like, yeah, boy, you lucky, boy. You lucky, because we was about to be out of there, right, T?
Yes, and those weren't the words we used either. It was some different words.
You didn't play for Lefty.
No, I didn't play for Lefty, man. He was
played for Gary Williams.
Yeah, I played 2 years for Bob Wade, 2 years for Gary Williams.
Bob Wade.
How was
Gary?
Gary
You didn't play for Bob Wade, did you? Okay.
I was with Lefty.
Okay, all with Lefty. Okay.
You said how was Gary?
How was Gary? Because Gary came from AU, if I'm right, American.
No, he came from Boston College.
Yeah, he came from Boston College. Boston. Well, he played. You know what? No, he was at AAU one point.
He was at AU first, Mike.
Yeah. So he went to AU. I'm not sure if he went to Boston College right after AU, but
yes, he did. That's what he did.
And man, Gary, he's funny, man. Like you say, he's funny. You see him yelling on the bench, but the stuff yelling at the players he's cussing us out on the. If you sit on the bench, you get cussed out for what they're doing on the court. And so you see guys sitting over on the floor like this. We laughing. We laughed at it on the bench, but man, he was a great coach to play for. Motivated us. Got the best out of his players, though. You know what I mean? So he was able to motivate. Like my senior year, we had lost. Massenberg went to he went pro. He was gone. Drab Mustaf was gone.
Dorad passed, man. You know, Dorad Mustaf just
that hurt me, man.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Great brother. Great brother, man. And he cared a lot about his community too. He did a lot of great things working in this community. So just hats off to him. May he rest in peace. But so I had a lot of we lost an entire starting five after that, like going into my senior year. Nobody gave us a chance. Plus we were on probation. We couldn't play. We didn't even go to the ACC tournament. And so we really didn't. He was able to find motivation into a season, pretty much a dead season, where, like I said, we won't go to the ACC, we won't go into the NCAA, regardless of what our record was. We had an incredible winning record that year. So
I wasn't playing under Bob Wade.
Bob Wade was great. he killed us in practice. You know, he's a disciplinarian. You know, like you and Terry, we thought about walking off. We thought about because you know, we had them bricks, and you know, those bricks were real. I saw a story on him when he was at Baltimore Dunbar, and with Muggsy, you grab those bricks, man. Those were, you know, I walked in practice the first day. I'm like, Derek, what's that, man? He said, "Oh yeah, you about to find out." So we running around with bricks over our heads for about 20 minutes, and but he was a great coach, man. He cared about his players to a detriment. Is what kind of did him in. So, but I mean, he really cared about the guys that he coached. Wow. He was a good father figure there.
Yeah.
Hey Terry, go ahead, Mike. I'm sorry.
No, I wasn't gonna say nothing.
Terry, how was the ball where did you play growing up? Street ball.
Richmond, Virginia. So I went to Hermitage High School, and I got you know, I came into high school as a 6'6" freshman. Started as a freshman on the varsity for 4 straight years. And I think we didn't have enough supporting cast to go to like the state championships or anything. But it was a great experience, man. I got a lot of publicity. Went to 5-star basketball camps because, like, man, like I don't know how you guys feel about this AAU.
I don't like it.
I'm gonna tell you how I feel. I'm not an AAU fan. My son played it. AAU wasn't around when I was in, you know, at young age. But I'm not a fan of the AAU, and I know I'm getting off subject, but I'm not a fan of the AAU because AAU does not teach these kids how to play basketball.
No.
They do, you know, you get these coaches from these AAUs, and they're gonna pick the best talented players to build a team, and they're not teaching these kids the fundamentals of how to play the game.
Right.
And it's ruining it for these kids.
Right.
Just like right now, the NBA has changed.
Yeah.
These guys, I don't really watch the NBA until they get to the playoffs because they don't play until they get to the playoffs. Real quick, and I know I'm all over the space.
No, keep going.
Last year,
that's okay. That's fine. That's fine.
Last year, I'm sitting at home relaxing. I happened to watch. I can't remember. I think it was the Indiana Pacers. The game was in the third quarter, and the dude stole the ball on a fast break. The game wasn't. You know, the game was in the third quarter. The shot clock wasn't. You know, the time wasn't going to expire. Nothing. Instead of him going for the layup, he got a fast break layup, easy 2 points. He comes down after he stole the ball. He pulls up and shoot a 3. I turn the TV off, and because you got young kids that watch this stuff.
Yeah,
that's
right.
You don't do that.
No,
you know.
No.
So like the NBA right now, everybody's shooting threes. It's all about the 3 shot, the 3 ball.
Yeah,
and it takes away from the game, man. You know, like I said, Wembley for the San Antonio, he's the biggest guy. He's shooting threes, and he can shoot it.
He can shoot it.
Yes,
I can shoot it. Like Joel Embiid, whenever he's healthy, if dude would stay in the paint for Philly, he's unstoppable.
No, he won't.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
He's a dominant big man if he stays in the paint.
Yeah.
He don't want to.
Yeah.
He don't want to.
I agree.
And they're shooting like 29, 33%, and that's supposed to be good. You know what I mean? It's like, how's 33%? When is that a good percentage? I'm trying to figure out what is it.
Right.
But look, they did statistics on it, by the way, you all, and I looked into this, right? And the statistics are greater, believe it or not, on shooting 3 points than shooting the 2-pointer. They actually did it. And I'm like, what? Because, and think about it, this is what the young guy told me. I said, he's 6'10" mug playing at Harvard. I said, man, I know you dunking all on them guys, right? He said, nah, Mr. Powell, 3 is better than 2. It's that mentality, right? But Cedric, help me, because you played overseas, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if people have been noticing, but I think if I'm right, the last 5 MVPs were from Europe. And what's happening, the The European players, they learn the game, and even the big men. The big men learn the guard positions and the center positions. But here they teach you according to, you know, like if you're center, you're playing down low, and the guards stay with the guards. But do you see the different transition?
It's definitely a big difference. And I look at when I played over there, and Mike can tell you, man, in high school I used to try to bring the ball down court, man. Cedric, get that ball up to the guard, get up under the basket. That was it. You know, it's like get the ball to the guard under the basket. But over there, they do a lot of training fundamentals. You know, they have a whole, like, they'll have they have the professional team, but then they have a younger junior,
under 18, under 15s, yeah.
Right, yeah. They're 14, 15 years old. And I was trying to figure out, I'm like, y'all go to school? But they're over there practicing, you know, so during the day, they're doing drills. They're doing like fundamental, you know, dribbling between cones, doing a lot of fundamental things. And then they would practice with us at the end of the day, at the night practice. So they're definitely teaching fundamentals. And like you said, it shows that the last couple of MVPs have been, and you look at how they're playing and how they're pretty much dominating the league right now. I mean, Wemby, he's just a freak of nature. You're not gonna see somebody 7'4" that has a skill set that he has to be able to step out, shoot, bring the ball down court.
But look at Giannis. Look at Giannis.
Yeah, Giannis is more power though. I'm not gonna say Giannis is not skilled, but I can't see, like when I watch Giannis play, great player, but I can't see him coming down the lane trying to run Mike over. You know what I mean? Mike, he's gonna catch that before he gets in that lane.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So but I don't see anyone stepping up challenging them on defense anymore. You know what I mean? So
they don't do that no more. They don't play like that no more.
No, so they don't. They don't. Look at and Cedric, you made a very, very good point. Look at how, and I'm not knocking the current day players, but just if you think about back in the day, the bad boys, you think about the Knicks when they had a front line with Oakley and Mason and Ewing. Listen, let's go back to Mike and them back in the day at Georgetown. Patrick, all you guys started out front with Jeannie Smith playing those guard stuff. You came down the middle, you was getting popped. You understand what I'm saying? And so these, you know, but what happens is it's all politics too, because, you know, with the money thing coming in and people go to these games, they want to see dunks. They want to see high-flying dunks. They want to see the exciting three-point shot. They've gotten away from real fundamentals. You look at guards now. I tell people all the time, the greatest coach I ever had, other than my dad, was my high school coach who went on and coached at Davidson, and he retired a couple of years ago, Bobby McKillop. And he's passed it on. You know, he coached Steph Curry and everything, because he said, Steve, in high school, he said, listen, don't sit there and consider yourself a 2-guard. Don't consider yourself a 1-guard. Consider yourself a guard. And at first I didn't understand what he meant by that. He says, listen, you have to work and be able to do everything, so that way they can't stereotype you. You're able to dish off, penetrate and dish off. You're able to shoot the open shot. And it's the same thing with forwards. You have to be able to put that ball on the floor and be able to pass it. And then in certain situations, you have to be able to take the ball and bring it up court, being able to get the rebound, pass it out, fill the lane, and be able to finish.
But Steve, I hear what you're saying, right? And I think that's part of the issue. You know, because now they have 2 guards masking as 1 guards. I believe there are no true point guards. And the teams that have true point guards, I mean, you don't even see a true point guard in the NBA. But in college, look at the teams and the girls' teams that have real good point guards.
Oh, yeah.
They are better, to me, run way better ball.
I agree.
It's a dying position.
I agree with you, Bobby. Case in point and whatnot. Listen, the greatest game I've watched in a long time, believe it or not, it wasn't the doggone men. It was last year watching that female game when UConn dismantled USC. Those guards broke them girls. Those guards broke them down, and they're passing the ball with two hands bounce pass, two hands step pass, being able to shoot, the fundamentals, and this and that, whatever. So no, I totally agree with you. If you have guards, especially in college, and you'll see by the end of this year's March Madness, the best guard play is what's going to help win championships.
Yeah, absolutely. So let me ask you this right quick, Mike. I know you want to get in.
No, go ahead.
So
it's all good.
And this is a good one because no one talks about this, and this makes a difference in the game. And this is open to anybody. How do y'all feel the way refereeing games are compared to when we played?
I wouldn't last, man. I probably fell out in the first quarter.
Yeah, me too. I wouldn't last either, and it's all because it's more about money now. NIL, the gambling spots, everything. I mean, so therefore, don't you think they would have to ref a different way?
But Mike, man, I used to enjoy. And I know a lot of guys. I played against some young guys in the gym, and if you touch them, they're gonna fall over. It's a foul. We used to play through the contact. It wasn't anything dirty, but it was just a battle underneath that basket. And if you turn and post up hard now, they fall over. They blowing the whistle on you. It's a foul. So that kind of takes. For me, that was the fun part of the game. Like I said, I used to love playing football. So the contact.
They don't even call carrying anymore.
Oh man, no, yeah. You can walk. You get about 3 to 4 steps after you pick up your dribble. So So that's different thing.
I got a couple of questions that some of our fans want to ask. One was from Eric Smith. He wanted to know what was the first Capital Classic. Who won that first game in that first Capital Classic that was ever played? Who was the first Capital All-Star team to beat the U.S. team? Anybody know?
Oh, that's different than the first game. He's saying who was the first Capital All-Star to beat the U.S. team. Right.
That's why I had to put it on there.
Good, yeah. I don't know. Give it
Anybody know? Anybody got a guess? Because I sure don't. I think the first game was with Gene Banks, though, right? Didn't he play on the team?
Yeah, probably out of Philly. Yeah, Gene Banks. That team, yeah.
Actually, the boy out of T.C. Williams, he won the MVP. I don't know if you remember Mike Craig Harris. Remember that guy? He won the MVP, and they won that game. Yes. He played with Arnie, but they won that game. I don't know. So, Eric, put in the box who it is, because I hope you didn't ask this question. You don't know the answer.
Oh, no, he said, he swear to God, that he didn't know the answer. He said, I bet you neither one of y'all know the answer. Man.
I bet you he don't know.
I cheated.
You did? Who is it?
1978 Capital Classic, Capital All-Stars, first winner, coached by Joe Shannon. The team featured local standouts like Bryant Johnson, the spin guard, Eric Smith. That's why he put it in there. What's up?
That's why he put it up there. Stop it, Eric. Stop it.
That's Morley.
Okay. Who else on that team? Who else on that team, Sid?
It just gave me a capture. It doesn't give me the whole stat what I pulled up, but it just mentioned those MVP. Dutch Morley, who was co-MVP.
What?
The master point guard.
Yeah.
Dutch Morley,
right?
Yeah.
Right. Ed Swells, Mark Nickens from American
Ed Swells played too?
Yes. McKinley Tech, Mark Nickens from AU, American U, and who is that? May. Oh, yeah, May, rest in peace, because Mark just passed.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes. Okay. Bo Holston, who went to Tulane, and
right.
Charles Branch. Okay.
I remember Charles. That's Adrian's oldest brother.
Yeah.
He smacked me upside the head all the time. Wow. I got another question. I got another question from my man Daniel. He said he was born in '83. What was life like for us in 1983? Do y'all remember?
Oh, listen. One of the things, '83, we were, especially in college, we were free spirited. One of the things that I really appreciate out of my experience in college, especially at the University of Maryland, it was special because, of course, you play ball, you got a chance to travel, play against guys from all over. But the difference is now that I think many of the college players are missing out on is actually establishing a fellowship and a culture with the college experience. If you can ask Terry, we were all there together, whether it was athletes, whether it was regular students, whether it was football players, baseball players, whether it was members of the sororities and fraternities. We all came together and hung out and got a chance to know one another and built relationships. These days, I mean, getting the true college experience. There was a saying that college for many are for the best years of your life. And, when I look back at it and meet people both on and off the University of Maryland campus, as well as me being able to experience that college life. Does that make any sense?
Makes a lot of sense.
Yes, sir. Yeah, it does. It really does, man.
A lot, yeah.
You know what, man? I think back then, because I followed a lot of you guys, man. I was in 9th grade at the time, so I follow a lot of you guys. Terry, Steve, you guys used to come up there and let me play pickup with you guys at 14, 15 years old, and they didn't take it easy. Lenny was Lenny. Terry was Terry. Right. I went in the paint, they hit me, man. So, I'm like, oh, I'm a kid. They don't care. So, but it was they cared in a way where they would really, they showed tough love. You know what I mean? So, just to follow you guys and see the examples that you set was made me want to do the same thing.
Okay.
Like you said, experience that college life.
Go ahead.
No. Just experiencing college life and being able to hang around those guys, because I hung around the Maryland guys a lot, just being younger, and then with Derek going there, I was able to hang around them a lot more too. So,
Where were you in the 9th grade?
Okay.
Carroll.
Me personally, I didn't like being on campus. And your parents were teachers, right?
Man, I grew up with 2 school teachers, man. Yeah, 2 school teachers. Two strict DC school teachers, man. So yeah, they sure were.
Hey, Mike, what's the reason you didn't like being on campus, Mike? On campus, what was the reason
I
didn't like being on
campus?
It.
I didn't bother to stay on campus. It was a whole different world for me. Coming from Southeast, going up to the campus, and everybody looking at you like you weird. I always wear dark sweatsuits and always had my head covered up. So, Caucasian folks would be afraid, So, yeah, I mean, it was something to get used to, because you already stand out and people just think you're there just for basketball. But I don't know. Sometimes, and nothing wrong with the university or anything of that nature, but I most of the time I do regret going to Georgetown. I do.
Wow.
What I found you all, especially being from the city, the area, they don't prepare us for that college, like you said, life, Steve. And I wish they do, because they don't teach us about the alumni associations, which is some of the major connections, but we don't even go to the alumni. We don't participate in the alumni. But only because I didn't know. You know what I mean? I didn't know. And like you said, I didn't know about, I come from DC, all black town. My school's all black, right? All through my life. And the first time I'm dealing with white people one-on-one is when I went to Penn State. But nobody told me to assimilate. And this is the thing I told people. This is an interesting story, y'all. True point.
Wow.
I'm from DC. I went to Penn State. Never dated a white girl. Now, it wasn't like I wasn't trying not to, but they wasn't coming on to me, and I didn't go to them. Then I transferred to Texas A&I University down in Southern Texas. Never dated a white girl, only because I came up in DC dating white women, right? Not trying to, but only because, and I think I would have had a more connected experience in college, like you said, Steve. I had a great, don't get me wrong, I wasn't trying not to be with white people. It's just that my culture, and I never was told anything different. So I had to learn as it went on. And then I went overseas, and I was in Scotland. I didn't see a black person for 2 weeks. So that's why
you got worried.
Notice what I said. I'm trying to cover myself with a black woman. I had to date a white woman because there wasn't no black woman. But
so how was y'all experiences at the University of Maryland? Because I mean that was a big campus, man.
Yeah, it was a large campus at that time. Yeah, go ahead, Terry.
Actually, me and Herman was just talking about this a couple of weeks ago when we went to the alumni game when I think Maryland was playing University of Washington. So back then, the enrollment count back in when we were there in the early '80s, the enrollment at the University of Maryland College Park, counting commuters and the people that stayed on campus, was 44,000 students.
That's a lot.
Maryland, and it was crazy because I met a girl from my hometown. We didn't go to the same school, high school, but she was from Richmond, Virginia, and I met her my junior year. And that was the first time I ever seen her.
And she been up there 3 years?
And I had never seen her before, but that's how big the campus was. And you meet so many different people from so many different nationalities, man. It was a wonderful experience.
Yeah. That's what I liked about it. You know, because I met this guy, you know, his name was, I don't know his last name, I wouldn't say it, but his name was Andy, and I remember him. White kid from New York. Evidently, parents had a lot of money. You know, all he did was stay in his room, never went to class. All he did was eat mushrooms, you know, smoke weed. But yeah, and he wound up graduating from Georgetown in like 6 years. And he had another partner that was with him. He was about my size, but he didn't play ball, but a big, strong Italian guy, you know. And I see him on the ocean, on Atlantic Ocean, spearfishing. You know, stuff like that. You know, you meeting people that does different type of stuff. But this guy now, who was taking all those drugs, he works for the Atlanta Hawks now.
Wow.
Can you believe that?
Go figure, right?
Right.
Hey, Mike.
Incredible.
Time to get with us. Ask our standard question.
Okay. What would you guys tell the younger you about today's game? Did I say that right? Because
no, you did. No, you normally say, "What would you tell your younger self today?" If there was something you could tell your younger self today that you learned, what would you tell your younger self?
Right.
Did I say it right, Mike?
Yeah, you said it right. You said it better than I am. Go ahead, say it.
It's your question. You can't.
With me, I have mixed emotions about that. I feel that I went through a great experience at the University of Maryland. If I had to do it all over again, I would, in terms of the whole college experience,
right.
I would have done it all over again. Like I said, the greatest accomplishment was being able to graduate out of the University of Maryland with a degree. Also with the people that I met who turned out to not just be my teammates, but lifelong friends.
There you go.
Basketball-wise, I had a few standout moments, but honestly, and I'm not going to, I don't want to go into it because I like to keep things positive. But if I had to do it all over again, if I'm just thinking just from a basketball point of view, I probably would have transferred.
Wow.
The first time I've said this, I probably would have transferred.
Wow.
and going either to Providence or maybe my second choice. The first one was Maryland, where I was asked to go to the University of Virginia. And I remember when I had signed with Maryland, that's when they signed Othell Wilson. Okay. And so I would have been right there playing with Ralph Sampson and them, and that's no knock, on anything. Like I said, I want to keep things, at 64 years old, I've learned to try to keep things positive or whatever. But I know I could have gone a lot further in my basketball career had I transferred. But overall, the experience that I would tell my younger self is to continue to stay in the books, continue to stay out of trouble as best you can, because in college, in a good way, we all got into a little thing. You know what I'm saying? We had a little fun.
Right. We all did. I mean, ain't no secret. That's a part of life.
And just studied and continue to enjoy the whole college experience. That's it.
That's important. What about you, T?
Same here, man. I had a wonderful experience at Maryland. It was some hiccups. It was some things I got involved in. And, it's no secret. I regret that part of it. But it's a lesson learned. One of the things I wish that I would have done was taking my education more serious, and that's a fact, man. I was having too much fun, too much freedom.
Right.
We had girls left and right, and I'm just being real, man. It was crazy.
Yeah.
And I didn't take my education serious, and I didn't graduate. And after the tragedy with Lynn Bias and stuff, I left school, and I had a family, and I kept adding to the family, and I was fortunate enough to work for pretty good companies that make good money, and I've always said that I should should I go back and get my degree, but I was working so many hours and taking care of the family, and I was making some good money for the chemical company. I was making enough money. I'm not going to get into my salary, but I knew I was making enough money where a degree, I was making enough money where some people got degrees wasn't going to make what I was making.
Right.
So it's like, and now I'm retired, and I still say in the back of my mind I could do it just to have it accomplished, and that's something I'm looking into. That's something I'm looking into.
Okay, because I went back and got mine, and I got my degree in 2014, and I went back, and the only reason why I went back and got it because I had a little money, because Georgetown wasn't giving up nothing. Then I went to grad school at Georgetown. Did you think that they offered to pay for a book or a class? Nope, not at all. Wow. Not at all. But I don't expect them to, because it is what it is. But yeah, man, no matter what life throw at you, it don't matter. You here today, and I'm glad to see you, big fella. I am. I'm glad to see you, man.
Cedric, what would you do? What would you, knowing what you know now, what would you do? Tell your younger self.
I would say, and I always say this, man: control what you can control. I think as a younger person, you get so busy trying to keep up with everyone else. And trying to run the same race that somebody else is running, but I have my own thing that I should have been concentrating on, as opposed to worrying about what other people were doing. So you can only control what you can control, and there were certain things I look at that I wish, like Steve said, in basketball wise, I wish there were things that I worked on. I really wasn't a shooter back in the day, but I learned how to shoot as I got old. When I couldn't jump anymore, I learned how to shoot. So, I wish I could have, worked a little bit harder on things that didn't come easy to me. You know what I mean? So I could always out jump everybody. So shooting wasn't important.
Okay.
So just control the things that you can control, and not worry about what other people are doing.
That's important. Yeah, that's important. Well, guys, we're gonna wrap it up here. But something, I did see one question and it was so curious to me. But it's my man Daniel again. Now I'm not. I want y'all to read this. He must think we really old. He must really think we older than Mommy does. You know what I'm saying? He said the Vietnam War.
I don't know that, man.
Yeah, we're not that old.
Hey, look, you think we older than Mommy does, man? Come on, Dan. You don't do that to me, man.
Yeah,
that's hey, man, funny. I appreciate y'all being on, man. And maybe we can do this again. I'm quite sure we will. I'm going to be bugging y'all again, man, because this time we going to get Herman. We going to get him because he tried so many times. But
he's struggling with technology.
Hey, got to see what's up with DC out there, Dirk. What's up, Dirk? Dirk Curry, man. What's up, man? DC.
Yeah, DC. Man. That's my man. And John Taylor, Big John Taylor, and everything. But hey, my man Daniel said thanks, man.
Yeah, cut them old questions out, man. We ain't that old. We ain't that old, man.
Guys, bless y'all, man. Thank y'all so much for having me. And Cedric, Terry, all you guys, man, let's make sure we stay up. And Bobby, Mike, this is just a recurrence and bringing things back up. And thank you so much. And nothing but love for you guys, man. God bless you guys, man.
And before y'all go,
God bless you too, Mike, man. God bless all of y'all, man.
Hey, Mike, before we go, I just have to have a shameful plug. Please go out there on Amazon and buy my book, The Other Side of the Hoop, the European Professional Basketball Experience. Okay. My 5 years in Europe. It's on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and the Bobby Kinzer, The Other Side of the Hoop. And I'm just dropping some knowledge. I didn't tell everything. but hopefully it'll help a lot of young guys and stuff and people with their life about overcoming adversity and dealing with unexpected consequences. So just want to give that little plug. But thank you all. This has been great, man.
All right, brothers.
Maryland Terps, fight for your right to applause.
That's a wrap on this episode of the Michael Graham Show. Big thanks to our guests, and bigger thanks to you for listening. If it hit home, share it. If it made you think, talk about it. Because change starts with conversation. Catch Michael next time. Same truth, same energy, same mission. Till then, stay loud, stay real, and stay connected.